America's businesses still facing those challenges. Okay, we got labor shortages, skyrocketing costs, and threats of a potential recession. And while the Employee Retention Tax Credit, also known as ERC, has billions in tax credit aid still available, a new survey reveals, these small businesses have no idea that these exist in some cases, and there's a lot of myths going around, and they don't even know where to start. So we're going to bring in an expert to clear this all up. We've got Jay Woods, the founder and president of Omega Accounting Solutions, here to help us clear it up. Okay, welcome to the show, and let's start with ERC, okay? ERC, tax credit, and who is eligible to qualify?
Yeah, so the Employee Retention Tax Credit is a COVID relief effort from the government to address the shutdowns. And so essentially, if you were an employer during 2020 or 2021, you could potentially receive up to $26,000 per employee. 3 out of 4 business owners that we polled thought that they had already missed the deadline or they didn't qualify. A third of those felt like their tax professional or CPA really had misinformed them about their qualification. And then we also saw, almost half of these people thought that they didn't qualify because they had taken PPP. So just a lot of misinformation. Well, the main confusion is that at the outset of the pandemic, you had to pick a path. So you had to do either PPP or Employee Retention Credit. And that changed in January of 21, where you could then do both. PPP represented 11 million businesses taking $800 billion. And the reality is the Employee Retention Credit is 2.5 times that. So we're talking about trillions of dollars available to small businesses. Well, you want to make sure that you're working with the right group. There's a lot of these ERC mills that have popped up. You want to be with a group that's been around, that's going to be here past the program. But more specifically, this is a very complex credit. And so you want to make sure that you've got somebody substantiating it, driving the right analysis, and giving you an audit protection package that's got some weight to it, because the IRS is already finding a 10% fraud rate with PPP, and they are going to be coming after the bad actors in the ERC space. The funding solution was created because there's a severe backlog in terms of IRS processing. So you could file for this credit, and potentially it could take 6 months to a year to get your refund check. And so what we've done is established a fund to help advance people their cash that they are due on behalf of their IRS credit. Find us at omegataxcredits.com.